Hi everyone, it's Victoria here and I'm hopping back onto the channel today after quite a gap. I can't really remember the last video that I uploaded. Anyway, you'll have seen all over the internet that Derwent have released a new batch of colours in the drawing pencil line. So the tin there that I was just showing you were the original colours that I owned, and they've released, I think it might be an extra 48 colours. Now, I did have the big debate. Do I need all the colours? Normally I'm an all colours kind of a girl, but I feel like I was rather sensible. And I decided that because I had that original tin of 24, that rather than just buy the new big set of 72 colours, that I would purchase the colours that I think that I would use most in my art. And so on the Derwent website, they offer a create your own tin. So I chose a tin of 24, and then I went through the new colours and picked out 24 of those new colours to supplement the existing colours that I already had. And here you can see, I mean, the list in this notebook was actually created when I was sat on the website looking at the new colours and kind of writing down the ones that I thought that I might like. So I thought that as a really kind of quick test, that I would just do some quick swatches next to the colour names in my journal. And you will see as we go through these, I have picked quite a lot of the warmer colours. So there's a lot of pinks and things in here because I feel that they were really limited in that original set of 24. There's also some like more purpley tones, and of course some more blues and greens, because you just can't have too many blues and greens in your life. So the colours that I've added are champagne, burnt rose, ash rose, bistre, probably butchered that name, dusky pink, light rust, teal blue, spruce green, fir green, sage leaf, taupe, fossil grey, arctic, oyster, ash blue, soft violet, slate violet, delft blue, violet dusk, heather, mist, light ochre, autumn red and green earth. So I think when I got the original tin, the absolute best thing about these pencils is how soft and creamy they are, but how muted the colours are, which I personally love. I find that a lot of colour pencil brands can just be a little bit too vibrant for my personal taste. So I was really excited when I saw that Derwent were extending the line. And of course I was going to buy some of the colours. And, you know, never say never. I may well add to these colours, you know, in the future. But for the time being, I feel like the selection of colours that I have give me enough to work with. So I'm swatching these out. Like I said, it's in my Hobonichi notebook, and I have to admit this is quite a new notebook, and I was talking about this on one of my Instagram posts, I think last week. And I got it really because of how lovely the paper is meant to be to use with fountain pens, and I've been on a bit of a fountain pen splurge at the moment, but I just cannot get along with this paper at all. I mean, you can see there, as you can see the page, you can see the shadowing from the other page because the paper is so thin, and it is really lovely to write on. You know, it accepts the ink really nicely, but I just don't like that shadowing. And I know that it doesn't bother some people, but it bothers me, and it is kind of ruining the experience of using these notebooks. So I'm not sure how much longer I will continue to use those notebooks for. Anyway, I'm kind of sidetracking. So you can see there that I have finished swatching out all of those colours. The Arctic and the Oyster don't show up terribly well on this paper because they're very white colours. And then once I'd kind of completed that, I decided that I didn't want to keep the tins in the sets as they were. So I didn't want to have like the old tin set and then the new colours, because that isn't how I would work. You know, when when I'm creating art, it's very much about choosing the colour that I need. So you can see here that what I actually did was take all of the pencils out of both tins, and then I've arranged them in colour orders. So you can see there that I started with the light colours, went into some of the warm yellows, and then into the pinks and reds, and then into the blues and greens, and then some of the more earthy natural colours. And I decided, once I'd done that, to create a complete colour chart. So that's what you can see there on that page. So that's my collection of 48 Derwent Drawing Pencils. I think that they'll be really lovely for the nature-inspired themes that I kind of use in my work. So until next time, wishing you a happy creative week. Bye.